Nigeria have seen chaos after chaos, like real and mighty chaos. Nigeria themselves have seen the normal ones that have taken them to beautiful destinations. They have had the abnormal leaders that have carried Nigeria to where they don't know. Africa as a continent have seen Nigeria like an unbalanced country year after year. And Africa don't want Nigeria to fall because if Nigeria falls by mistake or even fails altogether, there will be a big and mighty trouble to the extent that all the presidents of Africa cannot comprehend what really happened. I saw this write up somewhere and it goes like this: when Nigeria catches a cold, the continent shivers. It simply means that if Nigeria falls sick by mistake, Africa as a continent will fall sick whether you like it or not. So my wonderful and exciting viewers on my channel, I will discuss with you on why African cannot afford to watch Nigeria fail. I want to talk about these three things: the weight of one country, the culture nobody talks about seriously enough, and the brain drain that is not just Nigeria's problem. Kindly allow me to give you small data that are true. They are not lies actually, especially when you have politicians that lie a lot. These data, they are not lies. Nigeria is a large home to over 242 million people in this 2026 we are living in. That is not just a big country alone, that is the biggest and the fattest country on this continent, that is Africa by population. Nigeria represents roughly every 7 Africans that are alive today. If 7 people walk into a room representing Africa, at least one of them must be Nigeria. Whatever happens to that one person, which is the Nigerian, would eventually affect how the entire room functions. Let me throw away the population data and talk about the Nigeria economy because the story is worth 2 movies, but I will keep it short and simple. Nigeria is on a track to become the Africa's third largest economy in 2026, even though we are already in August, and with the IMF projecting its GDP to reach $334 billion, which is up from $285 billion in 2025. These projections were told this way because of the oil production, strong foreign exchange management, and structural reforms that has come with pains and suffering. The same World Bank and IMF have both reversed Nigeria's growth forecast upward to 4.4% in 2026, calling it the country's strongest growth in over a decade. Nigeria inflation, which has been the country's best friend for years, has been slashed from 30% in 2024 to around 15% in 2026. These are the signs of Nigeria life, with all this progress that everyone is spreading right, left, center, back and front. Nigeria is still a country where millions and millions of Nigerians are still swimming in food insecurity in 2026. Nigeria is still a country where more than half of the population lives below the poverty line. I mean more than half of the population I am talking about. It is still a country where millions of these brightest minds are packing their bags and leaving the country with speed, like they are leaving the country. Tension after tension, Nigeria has dealt with suffering, and the rest of African countries are watching and wondering why on earth Nigerians are suffering and suffering like this. The rest of Africa needs to pay close attention to Nigeria because a country like Nigeria that is falling apart will fall loudly if care is not taken, and it will drag its neighboring countries that is around Nigeria to fall on the ground too. So what is Nigeria is in Africa? Like, despite it being in Africa, what is it like? You have to look at the trade system with Nigeria. It has accounted for over 70% of the entire GDP of the ECOWAS region, which is 15 countries. When Nigeria's economy struggles, demand for goods from neighboring countries drops. When Nigeria's naira crashes, cross-border traders lose money. This is not my take alone. This is what has been said online, and I decided to bring it to this video. ECOWAS was not designed for one member like Nigeria to carry the load of every other ECOWAS countries, but that is not how it was built. But that is what I am seeing online, and that is what it is real in the world we live in. But if you move from the 15 countries that are in ECOWAS, Nigeria influence alone moves from ECOWAS countries to the entire continent as a whole. The Dangote Cement Empire, which was built by Nigeria's very own Aliko Dangote, operates in more than 17 African countries. That is freaking large and powerful. Nigeria banks like GT Bank, Zenith, and UBA all have branches across the African continent, and it has been moving money and providing credit where it seems impossible to do in some countries. When those institutions are weakened by currency instability or economic management in Nigeria, their capacity to serve the continent as a whole will shrink very, very well. That is why African Continental Free Trade Area, aka AFCFTA, was established for the sole purpose of creating a $3.4 trillion single market across 54 countries. That is across 54 African countries. The idea is traced to where Nigeria should be a continent's engine for this vision. A weak and a distracted Nigeria cannot lead that vision or even help to make that vision have a breath of fresh air. When Nigerians are hearing and seeing the project of AFCFTA and how they cannot lead and help in that project, then you know Nigeria is in big trouble. Now, the cultural aspect needs to be discussed. If you have gone to other African countries and you don't hear about Afrobeat, or you are not hearing Afrobeat, then you are not in an African country. You have heard of different Afrobeat songs that have been blasted in Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, and even the smallest countries in Africa. Some other Africans have watched at least one Nollywood film, just one, and it could be on their phone, home, or cinema. There are some Africans that love Burna Boy, Wizkid, or even Davido, or even Thames. The Nigeria culture is immense and beautiful, and it is seen as a $15 billion creative economy that employs over 4 million people. And at the same time, it has contributed more than 2% of the country's GDP. The 2% is small, but at least it is something for me. Nollywood at large produces around 2,500 films a year, which is one of the most prolific film industries on earth. Though Hollywood is number one, but at least it is something. Lagos was ranked the world's fastest growing tech ecosystem in 2025, and it has a tech sector that is valued at $15.3 billion. The tech sector is a fighting battle for Nigeria, and it has been trying to outpace cities where tech is also booming. Afrobeat on its own and on its rights has generated an estimated $5 billion in global revenues in a single year. That is much for just music, but that is great. The Nigeria culture is a money-making machine and an economy-making machine. Their culture is their identity, and it is a soft but a mighty power that makes people believe and trust in Afrobeat. Nigeria's cultural influence is just like a glue that binds African identity to the global stage. When other Africans listen to Burna Boy, they are not just listening to music, they are receiving a message that shows that Nigeria's culture is damn cool. They are saying that Nigeria as a country is cool and also innovative at the same time. Nigeria can establish and create things that the world can see, watch, enjoy, and relax with. Their message matters, and it shapes how Africans see themselves, how they dream, and how ambitious they allow themselves to be. But if that same Nigeria everybody likes decides to collapse and fall instantly without leaving a trace, that collapse will break the economy, and the Nigeria culture output will drop there and then. Nollywood that is choked with different movies will reduce in terms of output, and you you will not see top-notch actors to act quality movies. Good and solid actors can bring movies to life, and if producers can't pay the top-notch actors, the movie will become less quality. The music industry that drives the souls of many Africans. Ah, if the poverty rate increases more and more in Nigeria, many Nigerians won't buy music again. Rather, they will go to free websites and download it because poverty can really drown people in terms of making money. The broke Nigerians will be like, why paying for Spotify when I can easily download it with just 3 to 10 MB? Their reasons will be like that, and I personally will not be shocked on their decisions. So precaution is very necessary. This is another reason why Africa cannot afford to see Nigeria fail, fall, and scatter. You cannot talk about Nigeria in 2026 without talking about Japa. You can't leave that word. The word is like a street slang that stands for living or live. The doctors, engineers, teachers, nurses, tech developers, and top-notch lawyers and many other professions too. All of them, they have left Nigeria. And those top-notch ones in general, they have left because they have been seeing that the future of Nigeria is not blooming for them. I saw a data online that says that more than 8% of the country's GDP that grows and builds the country had already left the country to build something better for themselves outside Nigeria. I said it this way because the country is exporting its talents to another country. They are losing out on money, creativity, and that creativity is something that is deeply disturbing, and I have to be honest with you. When a talented Nigerian leaves the country, Africa as a continent has lost him or her. The reason is that the talented Nigerian will not just be serving or working in Nigeria country. He or she will be working in an Europe or North America country. Those Nigerian talents have been exported elsewhere for better use. Whether that Nigerian is a doctor or an engineer, that knowledge has been exported from Nigeria to another well-developed country. It is sad, but the truth is actually bitter than the sweet one.